Hello friends. We are on day 3 of spring break over here and my kids want to go to like a little jumpy place. So yesterday I had them pull out some stuff in their bedrooms like clothes, shoes, toys, stuff that they don't want anymore. And I said I would take it to Once Upon a Child to get some money so that we can go to the bouncy place. So I did do that. I was able to get $103 for like 57 items. These are just all items from their closet. So it's not profit, but you know, we're making money back on stuff that they're not going to use anymore. So that's awesome. I think the bouncy place is going to cost, well, for them too, it's about $60. And for like an unlimited amount of things to do there, they want me to jump with them though. So I might do the $20 package. So 80 bucks, we got that made. So that's awesome. So that's how we'll probably end today's video. But until then, I have a little bit of a what sold for you. So I'm just going to jump right in. A few items are already here because they sold so quickly. First up are these Nike Metcon women's shoes. These I picked up at a regular Goodwill just last week for $14.99. They sold on Poshmark for an offer of $55 with discount shipping. So that's awesome. I think that's like a $25 profit really quick. I love selling shoes, guys. I'm still so excited to go do that shoes only video, hopefully in a couple weeks. And then if you watched my first solo video a few weeks back, I picked up this Fayette Chill men's vest at a local thrift for $6.99, and I said it would sell probably around 30 and quickly, and it did. I listed this late last night and it sold by the time I woke up for $29.96 plus shipping. So 7 into 30 is a great deal for me. And this, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw, but this is just a hat I found at the bins. I'll look at the hats at the bins. If they're in good condition, I'll usually buy them, you know, if it's anything noteworthy, I guess. This one wasn't necessarily, like, I don't know. So it said Seeger here, which I don't know anything about Seeger as far as like a hat company, or if they're more than a hat company, I'm not sure. Then I saw it said Zach Bryan here, which I don't necessarily know who that was. And then you know, the front says No Good Ramblin' Man. So I figured out that he is a singer and this is one of his songs. But anyways, this hat, it's been in my death pile forever. So like during spring break, I've been getting stuff photographed from my death pile. And I'm so glad I got this one up because this also sold in just like 12 hours of being listed. For $74.96 plus shipping. This weighs just a couple ounces, so like bins weight maybe $1. That's crazy. So like on this one, when I went to look up comps, there was none listed currently. I saw like there was several sold, but the highest sold in the last 90 days was only like $50, and that one was new. But since there was none listed and so many sold, I went to Terapeak and like checked the last 3 years. And in the last 3 years, there was a ton more sold, but some of them even pre-owned were selling for like 100. So I listed mine at 100, but we always have a little bit of a sale running. So it did drop into my 25% off sale. And yeah, I'm thrilled with 75 bucks for a hat. So anyways, if you find this hat, it seems to be pretty rare. And yeah, maybe even price it over 100 since there's not a lot listed. All right. FE. This is one of my favorite brands to sell right now. This is kind of a funny piece because it's just like one of those like microwavable like heat packs. It's Natural Life. That's the brand. The clothes sell really well. This also sold really well. It just took maybe a month or two, but I found this at the bins and it sold for $25 on Posh, which was my full list price. So I think that's awesome. The clothing pieces usually sell within just a few days of being listed. You know, not for a ton. The brand doesn't retail for that much, but it does seem very popular right now. All right, EF. This is a Prana dress. This I believe I got from Whatnot, so probably around $5. This one didn't do super well. It sold for $13.46 plus shipping after a while, so glad to move that, get some money back, and a small profit. KEG. This is a pair of Sorel, and they're actually really nice, but they're missing laces. So all this distressing is like on purpose. but you can see like from the bottoms, they basically look new. They are from the bin. Someone offered me 25. I had them listed quite a bit higher. I think maybe like 59. But because of the missing laces, they've been listed a few months at least at this point. You know, this isn't like a boot or anything, so I just didn't know. I thought 25 was fair enough. So I went ahead and accepted. I still love selling Sorel. It just doesn't perform like it used to. All right, EX. Got a pair of Lululemon. I think these are the Run Times short. These I believe I got off Whatnot. You know, we do say average cost of goods $5. I know I paid more than these. I can't remember the exact amount, but to get Lulu on Whatnot is usually at least 10. But yeah, when I say 5, it's because I also get some things in the same shows for like $1. So by the end of their show, I usually average out to about $5. So we'll still say around $5. And someone offered 22. These ones have been listed a couple months, so I did accept the 22. Okay, EH. Life is Good is one of my favorite bread and butter brands. This is like a women's baseball tee, and it is from the bin. Someone offered 14 on Posh. I was happy to accept. FH. Also an item that sold over, not even overnight. This sold probably less than an hour of being listed, so I'm sure I underpriced it even though I checked comps. It's vintage Gymboree, so it's a little corduroy overall like color block. It is from the bins, and I listed it for $39.95, and it sold for $39.95 because it didn't even have time to drop into our 25% off sale. So I'm thrilled with a bins. You know, this weighs a couple ounces into 40, but I probably could have got more. So if you have something similar to this, maybe list it higher, kind of gauge interest that way. All right, Easy. Got a pair of Judy Blue. These are like some women's denim distressed shorts. Judy Blue has definitely cooled off. I feel like, you know, it depends. So I still pick it up at the bins. I probably wouldn't buy it at a normal Goodwill. So these are from the bins. They sold for $12.77 plus ship. These are even a bigger size, which I would normally say should go over 20. Like these are a 1X. So I don't know. They are very distressed though, and I don't think that's super in right now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are doing with Judy Blue right now. You know, a year or so ago, that would have been easily 20 bucks fast. So, are you still picking it up or what? Okay, FF. Pair of Sam Edelman, like heeled sandals. These ones I listed, I think at 50. Someone offered 20, and I thought about countering, but I mean, I probably would have accepted 30 for sure, and definitely 25. Well, I probably would have accepted 25, so I just went ahead and accepted 20. They're a smaller size, like a 6.5. Those sometimes are harder to move, like stuff under like a 7. So, you know, 20 bucks pretty quick. I think that's a good deal for the buyer and for me. All right, box C. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera over. All right, so first one is in box C. This is a pair of Lucky Brand, like a little heeled peep toe sandal. These are from the bins. These took a while to sell. Someone offered 21 today. I was happy to accept. Lucky Brand shoes don't usually perform super well, but at the bins, any shoes in good shape, I usually just pick them up. All right, G. This is a Talbot sweater. It is new at Tag. I love selling Talbots, so I found this at Uptown Cheapskate. It was priced at $11, but I got 10% off for selling that day, so just under $10 cost of goods to me. It sold really quick. It actually had a lot of interest on both eBay and Posh, and someone asked yesterday if I would sell it for 32, and I just said yeah. So around 10 bucks into 32 is great. So awesome. Okay, BD. This is Polo Ralph Lauren Denim and Supply. It's just a very basic like cotton Henley shirt. It is from the bins. This sold for $17 with discount shipping on Poshmark. BZ. This is a pair of Wrangler denim shorts. They are new tag from the bins, sold for $13.45 plus shipping. I know that's not a lot, but it's still some profit. They sold fairly quickly. I think these are just sold at Walmart, like this brand of this is not a nicer quality of Wrangler, so I think $13.45 is great. All right, AG. Alright, this is the brand Rome Denim, I believe. This is vintage short. I just thought they were like a cool style. They are from the bins, but they took forever to sell, so I probably would not pick them up if I found them again. And they sold for $10.09 plus ship, so some profit, but not a quick enough sale for me to look out for those anymore. I got another Talbot's item, BT. This one's just a basic like white sleeveless blouse from the bins. I've mentioned I don't usually look at white at the bins, but this day there was just like so many in the bin, and a lot of them were new tags. This one wasn't, but like everything in that bin, even though it was white, was in really good condition. So I went ahead and grabbed this. It was also, it's like a plus size, so I like that even better. And it sold fairly quickly for $14.96 plus shipping. Okay, CB. Got some Crocs. These are those Cypress ones. I sold a different pair last week, and I said this particular model sells well, so this one did as well. These are from the bins. They sold for $22.46 plus ship on eBay. And again, these are a small size. I think I mentioned if they're bigger, like 8, 9, 10, you could probably get closer to like 30 to 40. Okay, DC. Right, I don't know anything about this brand, Avid Love. Just got it because it was new at tag. A little bralette weighs probably less than an ounce at the bins, and I can usually get like 5 to 8 bucks. This one sold for $7.46 in probably less than 30 days. I think that's great. Okay, DE. Oh, that's the one in my box. Stuff is on here. These are a pair of Clark's sandals from the bins. These sold on eBay for $20.32 plus shipping. Do you guys get annoyed when I say plus shipping every time? Because somebody on one of my recent Instagram reels was getting really annoyed by it. So, I don't know. Like, obviously you guys know probably by now, but even still, I always get questions. Like, if I don't say it, like, is it plus shipping? Because some people that don't really understand how reselling works, might think like the shipping also has to come off the item price. So that's why I say it, but if it annoys you all, I can try to stop saying it. Let me know in the comments. Also, not everybody, some people do offer free shipping, so I think it just makes sense to say plus shipping. All right, DJ. And at this point, it's like a habit, so it's like hard to stop, right? All right, this is actually, it's a Dog Supply by Snoop Dogg, and I didn't realize when I grabbed this, it's just a pajama top only. Like, I did not find the pants. I thought it was just like a nice velvet shirt. A lot of times like bandana print like this can do well. So anyways, it was no tag. I didn't look it up or anything. I just bought it. Then when I got home, I realized it was just a pajama top. And then I also realized it was a women's, which I think if it was men's, it would have done a little bit better. It's over $10.17 plus ship, so a little profit. But if I would have realized all of those details, I would not have grabbed this one. All right, last one, DX. Still one of my favorite kids shoe brands to sell is Play. These are from Once Upon a Child. I'm gonna say I got these for free because they price Play shoes at $7.50, and I always get them with a coupon when I have $10 off. So let's say no cost of good to me. These sold for $29.96 plus shipping. So awesome. All right, friends. Well, that is all I have for you today. I'm gonna go ahead and get these all packed up into the post office. Chris is actually upstairs and said he'll help me ship today. So that's great. And then we're going to head over to the Air City. So I will just end the video hopefully with some clips of us having fun. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.